We bought this actually about 13, 14 years ago, right after 9/11. We were both losing our jobs, but you know, we just knew we needed it, a place to get away. I love to fish, and we also have a couple of kayaks, and you can just go straight out, all the way out, and kayak all around there and spend the entire day on the water. It is truly heaven. And then later in the day, my wife makes this amazing white bean dip and the best margaritas in the world. And we sit out here and, you know, have a cocktail around, you know, 4 o'clock. It doesn't get any better than that, truly. I don't know how many Jews like to fish, but I love to fish. It's a very Zen thing for me to do, fishing. I throw my line in the water and I reel it back, and sometimes I catch a fish, sometimes I don't, but I look at my watch and 3 hours has passed. And I've been not thinking about anything but just catching the fish. I can't imagine not having this place. It is a getaway for our minds, which is so important because, you know, when you're in New York, it's 24/7 action and friction and a lot of things going on. And this is about doing nothing, about enjoying nature, just sitting back and relax. Nothing to do with the business at all. It is just about relaxing and turning off that side of ourselves. On October 1st, we're starting, see how I crossed my arms? Oh, getting into my cocoon position. Now, we are starting rehearsal for Fiddler on the Roof for the 50th anniversary revival. Bart Shear, the director, came to see me in a show that I was doing off-Broadway with Sarah Paulson called TALLEY'S, FOLLY. And after the show, he said, come on, let's go grab a beer next door. And he said, they've asked me to direct Fiddler on Broadway, and I'd like you to be the guy. And you were at the top of everybody's list, and so I hope it happens. So, you know, I couldn't tell anybody except my wife, and I told Sarah as well. And she was like, get the fuck out of here, you know. And so I've been sort of sitting on it for a long time. And even when I was doing Cabaret, which closed 6 months ago, every once in a while I'd open the book and, you know, I'd keep it on my dressing room table. This is actually a copy of the book of Fiddler on the Roof. And I got this probably 35 years ago. I just picked it up because I thought, well, I should have this. And it's been sitting on my shelf all those years. This was actually a library book at Bishop Riley Diocesan High School in Fresh Meadows. It's pretty cool. It's a great song. It's funny, heartfelt, sad. This, of course, is the To Life scene at the bar. And this is the wedding dance. That's a great shot of Zero. This is the end of Act 1, where he looks up to God and basically asks him why. I've never been the guy before, you know? All of a sudden you get that call and they say they want you to play a lead in a Broadway show, and you know, the way I think, I'm thinking, well, surely they've made a mistake, you know? Certainly there must be, you know, somebody else who could do that, you know, with who's famous. But it's my 16th Broadway show. It's lovely when they give it to you, and because of your body of work, I don't take any of that for granted. I'm, you know, honored and humbled by the fact that they asked me, and I realized what a responsibility it is. I learned that from John Lithgow. I learned that from Sigourney Weaver, from Bernadette, from Alan Cumming, you know, most recently. You know, he kept that company happy, and that was a beautiful thing. It really was. And I intend to take everything that I learned from all those people and use that and try and keep that company tight and smart and together and happy. I've never thought of myself doing this role. It, you know, was always some older guy with a big white beard. I'm describing Santa Claus. No, I did the show in summer stock when I was about 21 with THEODORE BIKEL at the Muni. And I played Mendel, the rabbi's son, and that's what I thought Tevye was supposed to be. People keep telling me all the time that, you know, you're a little young for this role. I've been, you know, hearing it, and other people, my friends, have been telling me, I'll actually be older than anybody who's ever opened the show. Yeah, Zero was 49. I'm 51. And I believe Fred Molina was 50, and on. They were all younger than me. It's just that I don't know, I have good genes? I don't know. My beard isn't as white yet. 4 months ago, I did a movie. And you know how you have to go for a physical whenever you get a movie for insurance purposes. And he said, let me, you know, do your blood pressure. Your blood pressure's great. Oh, off the charts. It's amazing. Let me listen to your heart. Just fantastic, fantastic. You're in incredible shape. Here, he put his hand near my neck and he said, swallow. 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 They thought that I had thyroid cancer. They found a nodule on my thyroid, and it just took me by surprise, needless to say, and I wasn't worrying about Fiddler on the Roof anymore. I was worrying about, you know, whether I'd be able to, you know, live a normal life. And they were talking to me about having my thyroid removed, and they said, the only issue is all the nerves that control your vocal cords run through your thyroid. So we're not guaranteeing that, you know, like, okay. And then all of a sudden I went to different doctors and found this incredible endocrinologist, and he was about to they did biopsies, you know, they stick needles in your neck. It's not fun. And he said, you don't have a nodule. It's just your thyroid's a little swollen, and that happens. It's called thyroiditis, and you take a pill in the morning and you're absolutely back to normal and fine. So, you know, living through that was terrifying. I discovered that I wasn't afraid to die, which is kind of amazing, but I was more upset because I would miss things, like missing growing old with my wife, missing my kids' weddings, grandchildren, things like that. Living through that and seeing what could have happened and what didn't happen and what I still have ahead of me has made me unbelievably grateful and honored to be taking on this show and honored to be hanging out on Earth a little longer. You know, it made me stop and smell the roses. I can't wait to start rehearsals. You know, rehearsal is so exciting. You can try new things and be as creative as possible, and you have a safe atmosphere for that. And I like to try a lot of new things as I go along and really listen to the words and the lines afresh and really make them my own. I mean, you know, without hearing, you know, the old guys in my head, especially with Fiddler, because we've all heard the cast recording 100,000 times. And so those line readings and cadences are in our head. And so how do you take that out of there and yet and make it beautiful in a new way? That's the goal. And it's exciting.